Everybody, I'm Cinnamon Cooney, your art Sherpa, and today, besides me having some crazy hair, which don't care, I know the 80s has landed all over my head, I'm going to show you how to paint these aliens, because this is how my hair is when aliens abduct me. On the mic is my husband, John.
Hi, guys.
Who named this unexpected intergalactic vacation, which I thought was the funniest thing ever, but we've been married a long time, so I really dig his jokes. You know what I mean, if you've been there for a minute. I just like it because it's like it is kind of an unexpected intergalactic vacation, and now compared to The Amazing Race, probably pretty much the same.
Yep.
You know, for comfort level, as it's been going. This is a weird beginning to an art lesson. We teach art, and I'm going to show you step by step how you can create this scene yourself at home, even if you're a beginner, even if you're new to painting. Check that description below because there's a link to our website. Now, on the website is the reference photo that you can print out yourself, just like this one here. It's exactly like this one. And there's a traceable, because if you don't draw, that's cool. Drawing is a component of art. It is not the only access to art, and it's not cheating to use a traceable. There's also some color exchanges if you don't have the exact color that we have today. I don't want you not to paint it. And there's a video on how to do star splatter, so you can get better at it, even if you have different tools, plus some extra space videos that you might enjoy. I mean, that's a lot, right, John?
Yeah,
that's,
that is a
that's
lot.
like all on the website. Just there for free. Just hanging out waiting for you. Stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff. So it's got a little moment. I feel like a quail today. All right, I'm going to turn around.
Okay.
I'm going to do that.
You do that. I don't know about a quail, but there was definitely a flock of seagulls that came and visited your head.
It did hardcore. So here's my little reference. I'm going to put that to the side so I know what I'm going to paint. I've got a 9x12 canvas here. And let's put a little wish out there. Let's just put a little love out there for our planet, which is our only habitat in space, anywhere that we can see. This is the only home, and we have a very thin blue line between us and the vacuum of space. So let's just say that we have a happy, healthy planet Earth.
I'm
Happy,
all about it.
healthy planet Earth. You know, just however that happens. I don't really need to get into specifics. I'm just saying that's what I wish was going on. Over here, I have some acrylic colors out. I have Mars Black, Prussian Blue. There's some exchanges on the website, but if you absolutely don't have it, you can always mix a little bit of black into your Phthalo Blue to darken it, or Dioxazine Purple, which I personally really like, into my Phthalo Blue to darken it. So don't skip the thing because you don't have that one color. Phthalo Blue, Phthalo Green, Dox Purple, Quinacridone Magenta, Cad Red Light, you could use Cad Red Medium, Cad Yellow Medium, Zinc White, which you could exchange for mixing white or tinting white, or just do a glaze with it, with a regular white, and titanium white, which is very opaque. So that should be, it doesn't seem like there's that many colors, but we're actually going to make this so awesome because we're going to play today.
That's a lot of colors.
So the first thing that I've got to do is, okay. So that's a little covered in paint. Sometimes if you don't get your brushes like completely out, and I'm out and the studio assistant has not been helping me lately, you can end up with brushes that are a little bit stiff, which I have today. So luckily I had some water and some stuff here from the other day. Get that paint out of that so I can paint. Sorry guys. Having a day. As I mentioned to John earlier, there we go. His brush now works. And I'm going to just paint this entire 9x12 with this Prussian blue. And then after the show, I guess what I'm doing is washing all my brushes.
Studio assistants. What are you going to do?
I don't know, man. Ground them. No, not at all. So I'm just going to get this base coat of blue on here.
I'm noticing that this Prussian blue is more punchy.
It is. It's a very specific color. All Prussian blue is essentially a hue now that's made by paint companies because the real Prussian wasn't very light fast, and I believe may also have been toxic. So now it's an approximation using fine high-end pigments to get this. Boom, 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 boom. But all you really need is this basic blue coat. Now, this is great to do on space scenes. Get this really, really out because I'm going to lose this brush. I don't know what was going on. Oh, there, it's all better. I don't know what was going on in my studio, but that happened. I'm going to dry this.
Okay.
And try to center myself and get my Roswell vibe on, my Area 51 vibe on. We're going to discuss theories about aliens and paint this painting. I'm going to dry this while John explains to you a couple things about paint theory.
Paint theory. I don't know what to say about paint theory. I do know to say that if you're drying your paint, you should use your hairdryer on the lowest heat setting because it can cause color shift and shrinkage and all sorts of things that you don't want. Propane's, again, not such a big a deal, but yeah, just use your lowest heat setting. That way you don't introduce any problems. And yeah, a lot of that's so that when you're painting your subsequent layers, you don't pick up the... You threw me when you said, I'm going to talk to him about color theory. I'm like, I
meant like about color shift, which you always do.
Oh. Well,
right? Like,
okay.
It's almost getting to be like a thing.
Well, I was like, I don't know. It's theory?
So when you're painting galaxy scenes, when you're painting any of these scenes, whether you're really a new painter or a more experienced painter, it's nice to have what's called an acrylic ground so you can get that depth of space going. I'm going to kind of sketch in loosely. You could use your traceable at this part of the art lesson. If you haven't ever seen anyone use a traceable before, what you do is you just take some chalk or pencil and rub it on the back, tape it down, trace over the lines, and it will transfer the image onto your canvas. But I'm going to just very loosely take my reference, as you do, right? And I'm going to sketch in where I think things are going to be so that I can enjoy my sky a little bit. And I don't put a lot of work where I know I'm going to have a nice, gorgeous, intergalactic, yacht-style alien cruiser, right?
Yeah.
This is a luxury yacht of spaceships.
Oh, I would think so. It's got the shiny...
He doesn't know it, but he inadvertently won an intergalactic raffle to be taken on a space cruise. So it seems stressful, but I bet in a minute he's going to be super happy. I'm going to come up here about, 4 fingers over here, and I'm going to just say, there's some mountains that'll be happening over here, and we have this other little mountain coming over.
Do you know where he's going to go visit?
Where?
Floston Paradise!
Super green! It's so wrong. So this is, the weight of this painting is up in the sky, though the narrative of it is down here. And that gives us a lot of fun things that we can do. Look at your spaceship is essentially very squished football or a leaf shape, so not too challenging. I'm going to get me a chunky round brush, like you do. And I'm going to start working out some of my kind of nebula, Milky Way stuff going on here. So I'm going to load up with my Zinc White. Boom, boom, boom. This is a really cool number 12 ruby satin. You could use the number 12 Silverstone that I love. You could use just any old big chunky brush that's going to let you make some nice galaxy shapes. I'm getting my Phthalo Blue on here. And I'm going to just start talking about some of this space effect that is all around here. All right, we're going to start making it all glowy with our big chunky brush. So you can see I'm just wiggling around my spaceship shape.
Your spaceship shape?
Yeah, my spaceship shape.
Gotta say that
spaceship.
3 times fast?
No, I cannot say it 3 times fast.
Yeah, I can't say it 1 time slow.
I'll tell you what, this is the weirdest day for me, y'all.
It is?
Yeah. I'm having a weird day. Y'all ever have a weird day where you're just like, I'm in a weird space? And then you've kidnapped, several hundred strangers into that? Ever have that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a little more of that Phthalo Blue and I'm working that around here because we really want that glow to start to be evident. I think it's important to bring that down around here as well, as you do. I like Zinc White, Mixing White, Tinting White. These are really good tools to have in your art box, especially if you like doing things like fog, space, clouds, those kind of atmospheric soft effects in acrylics. They're really helpful for that. Now, one thing that I can do is I can take a little bit of my Phthalo Blue and my Phthalo Green, and I'm going to mix them together, and it's going to give me an aqua. And if I get a nice big chunk of my Zinc White, you can see I'm getting that kind of fun pop of green color that I can kind of wiggle out. Say, there's things afoot here. Isn't that cool?
I like it.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to mix up those blues and those greens into that space.
Now, that's a very big
Give it-
brush you're using.
Huh?
That's a very big brush.
It is nice on these effects. I'm going to wipe this out a little bit so I can be a little bit blendy with it. It's nice on big effects, on space effects, to have a big chunky brush.
I also notice you're pushing the brush, kind of like in a little bulldozery kind of way. Aren't
I? And see, it's pushing that little paint forward.
That's interesting. I've not seen you do that really much.
I'm going to get some of my zinc and a little of my titanium white, kind of a half and half mix. I'm going to start to come here in the center and, you know, give our galaxy some light. Right here, I'll start to swing it in because those are sort of little upward effects. Upward effects, right? A little more blue. If you need some water, get it on your brush, but don't put too much on because this has got to be able to glide. I think it's nice to just enjoy your little weird cloud shapes. Little nebula-like effects that we're working on, building the base up for them here. See how we're building that base?
Yeah.
And that glow effect. And that's what we're really trying to build out, is we're trying to get our glow on. We're going to come back here and really get into that pure blue. But watch here. See this little edge here? We're going to want that to be soft.
Oh, yeah.
You need that to be a soft edge. So while it's all still wet, I'm very gently blending those two together. And see how that's going to give us a nice, not hard edge. All still wet. Pure blue right here. We're going to still darken it after this, but this is our introductory layer. You know, always bring a little of that value of darkness down into the cloud, into the nebula, into the space effect. Whether you're painting a galaxy far, far away or you're on a final frontier, it's good to have these skills.
You know, you might find yourself out there facing Zur and the Kodan Armada.
We really, of all the things they haven't remade yet,
you know,
why not Last Starfighter?
Because
I've seen a lot of dumb stuff get remade where I'm like,
I don't think they'll do it
Point
right.
Break. But not Last Starfighter.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that right.
Why?
Because I don't think it's possible.
I don't mean to sound whiny. I just really want it redone.
I would like to as well, but
I really wanted Chaos Seeds to be turned into like a series or an online event. That's a book series that I'm reading. But now after Game of Thrones, I don't want that anymore.
See, I don't know who they could get to be Centauri.
Actually, I brought that blue down a little bit far. So I'm going to kind of let that dry there.
You know who, surprisingly, I would think could be Centauri?
I don't know.
Dwayne Johnson.
Okay, first of all, let's own this while we're painting this fabulous painting. If you're at home and you're painting with me, couldn't The Rock just do anything?
He probably could.
Let's all send some love to The Rock, wherever he is, whatever he's doing. Thank you for the entertainment, dude. We love it. Don't stop.
But, I mean...
So I'm going to just bring this down a little bit on the corner and I'm going to go around.
It was an epic roll. So...
Who kind of expected The Rock under the mountain's mask? I kind of was really hopeful. They turned him into The Rock.
He's
still would have been better than the ending.
Who would have thought that he turned out to be such a versatile actor?
Who would have thought that? So can you see it's like a little sort of very loose and dusty little effect there. We've got this down here. Now, here's a trick. This will be especially important if you're painting student paints. I'm going to grab some of my white off of a clean brush, and I'm going to come down here up over my mountainscape. You can get some water on it to improve flow if you need to. All right, I'm just on the tip of my brush. And we're going to just make sure. See how I'm just loosely brushing this sort of effect here? This is going to lighten things up enough where our yellows will be as bright as we want them to be. Even on pro paints, yellows tend to be a little transparent. It can be nice to go back and lighten. I told you I had too much blue down there. The surface a little bit. We need to dry this and hit it again.
Okay. So, yeah. And it is important for during these times to make sure that you dry it, because the layers, the subsequent layers, can get picked up, and you don't want the layers to get mixed up.
Yeah, blue and orange kind of tend to gray each other out, which if you're trying to make a bright, dramatic sky like we're about to, you don't want to have that happen. Now, I'm still kind of doing my wiggle motion, which you'll notice even with the dry brushing, kind of gives us a little blend out, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We want a little blend out. You can always come in with something else, but you can't give that back to yourself. Gonna go like that, loading up, getting some white on there. Look at how I'm using the curve, the directionality of the stroke, the sort of feathering nature of the toe of the brush. See how this is sort of ground into a shape? That's going to let me do this. When you're looking for these types of brushes, bristles are okay, but they tend to get real soft in acrylic paint. The blend of bristles and synthetics will hold up. But again, you guys know I love my Silverstone, which is all bristles. But what you're wanting is this sort of grinding of the brush, and that will give you this effect.
That one's actually not ground. That brush is formed in a cup.
No, actually this one, you can see it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That one's not the cup one. Okay.
No, you can see definitely on the edges.
Okay.
So, but yes, there are ones that are done in the tamper.
In the cup, yeah. I think we have some. I must be confused on which one it was.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, so sometimes they make those by using cupping, a form that you put the filaments into that make the head shape, but sometimes they make a generic head shape and use a grinder to shape the brush. And both are good. Both have reasons you want them. Sometimes you want flagged tips. Sometimes you want unflagged tips.
Yeah, these are a little flagged, which is why I thought that. But
if they're flagged,
flag means they're a little split. They're a little open and soft. It lets you do these kind of blending things. It also helps your brush be a little bit thirstier, hold more paint.
Yep.
I have taken a mix of Prussian, Diox, and Phthalo Blue, and I'm starting to deepen my space. Because, you got to deepen your space. I'm going to bring this down.
Space is deep.
Yeah.
Not
deep.
just philosophically.
Space is deep.
It's big.
So really, I'm working this edge of the brush, right, guys? If you're doing a bright, you're going to work the corner. Now, if I need to pull a little pigment out so I can get a nice blend, soften that blend, look at that. And when I soften that blend, it gives me such a nice effect. Bring a little. That was a little bit down here, so I see that, and I'm going to make sure that I've got that a little represented. This whole painting is really about this sky effect.
Now, is this a one hoot? What did you think?
This is a two hoot painting solidly.
Two hoot painting, you think?
We didn't really do a one hoot. We did some really easy paintings last weekend. This weekend was some 2 and 3 hooting. 2 and 3 hooting.
Now,
I'd say the boat was probably the easiest painting of the weekend.
If you want to go rate this, you can rate them yourselves.
You could be like,
go to our website.
If you're like, no, it was super easy. I don't know what she's talking about. I mean, feel free if that was your feeling.
Yeah, on our website, we have a cool little voting tool.
But, if it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a little bit more of my Phthalo Blue and my Phthalo Green, making that nice little turquoise color. Get my zinc on. Look at that. Good stuff, right? I like it.
I like it too.
Grab some titanium, but it'll be okay. All right, if you accidentally get some titanium white when you mean to There we go. Coming around here. Make sure that those edges aren't hard, right? Because we're trying to make soft, natural sky effect. It is the most fun. I have taught these with sponges. Done sponges to do this. We've done brights to do this. We've done every conceivable thing you can imagine to get that effect. I'm liking this one quite a lot. Now, at this stage, it's a good time for me to splatter my sky because I want some depth of my stars. Even as I work my nebula up here, I can always hand dot some stars in later, but I want some. In the iCard or on the website is that video about different processes by which you can splatter stars. So there's not one way to do it. There's a few ways to do it. You just got to find the one that works best for you. But here's my big tip. Test it. Don't just take a technique that you've never tried before and do double brush whack or the splatter brush or the big abstract brush. Test it on a piece of paper, test it on something else. Make sure that the splatter that you're getting is what you want. If you can't get a splatter than you want, get a toothpick out, get a dotting tool like this out, and then just dot the stars by hand. But just don't ruin your painting trying something fly by the hip, fly by night, fly by the hip onto your painting. I don't know what I'm even saying today. Can't spell today, can't talk today. Hopefully I can kind of teach today. You guys will have to let me know.
Mix your metaphors.
Yeah. Now, I've done this a lot, so I know my particulate. And I also made this tool, designed this tool, so that I always had perfect stars every time.
This is like a super stiff toothbrush.
Except you would never, ever use it on your mouth. It's the Sherpa White filament.
These are particular, like I said, they're super...
only in this brush set, so
yeah.
The Sherpa White filament doesn't exist in another brush set. These are not little brushes I bought a number of and then put my name on.
No.
These are
exclusively made by Silver for us.
Yeah, and only exist there. So. And you can see as I get down into the smaller amounts of paint, then I can splatter up this sort of small distant star, if you guys can see that. So I can make a very starry sky. See how the sky can get very starry?
Yeah.
I like that about it. There we go. It's pretty starry. We're starting to get there. Got some nice little effects. Everything is fairly much up in the blue. I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to take a bright and kind of show you how you can do this too. Here's a bright. This is a square brush, short out. The difference between a bright and a flat is the length out from this metal piece. So this is shorter. This is a mix of bristles and synthetic filaments, so it doesn't get so soft. And I'm going to really specifically get some of those little cloud shapes going. I'm going to take a little of my zinc and my phthalo blue. And if I need to, because it's a dry day, I'll put out my golden glazing liquid, which allows me to blend longer and to make my paint a little more transparent. So lots of tools. And I'm just on the corner of this brush. I'm going to look at what I have here and talk a bit about the shape and the nebula and what's happening. See how we're doing? Just copying what we have?
I do.
Super doable. Into the glazing medium. Just wiggling the corner of my brush very lightly to help generate the cloud shape. I can come on the toe here and blend it around, just dry brushing. Get some more, just the paint now, just on the corner. the sky technique that you're learning today, you'll be able to use it a lot of places. So this won't be a one and done area for you. Hopefully that is, exciting.
I love how these little the stars all come together on this.
Yeah, I very much enjoy this particular effect. I'm gonna get a little of my phthalo and my zinc, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm kind of talking about that fabulous bit of flare while I'm busily fighting my sky.
I have a question for you.
See, now it's starting to come in, isn't that fun?
It really is. Okay, so I need the straight skinny on the long versus short handles.
Okay, super simple answer. So what is the specific question about long and short handles?
One's bigger.
You're sitting at a table, short handle. You're standing at an easel, long handle.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all you got to worry about it. And that's just, that's really about your experience as a painter, because you can see with a long handle, here's what I can do. I'm going to be a little bit back, but I can come back if I need to get a little better view and I want to really see my reference and work my painting. I can work back here on my brush, taking in the overall composition easier.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's a lot easier on me. But if I was at a table, this would be a lot harder. See, that's right on my face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at my crazy hair. It's all.
He's peeking through.
That's what it's doing today. It's crazy hair, don't care today.
It's flyaway hair.
It's something. Some days your hair just shows what you're going through.
It says, hello, hair.
I think my hair does today. I'm going to take some of my Zinc White, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm also going to start to begin to talk about this little part of the nebula. See that here?
Yeah.
Just looking at what I've got, and I'm duplicating it from my reference. What you're wanting is just to create a little drama. So once I have my drum up there, I'm going to let it dry for a second. And the reason that I'm going to let it dry for a second is, I might want to blend it real fast. I'm blending a little bit. I'm just softening it so it looks more like a distant starry sky. There we go. And then you got to just soften your stuff. Down here, we can do some of our nice kind of sunset effect that's happening. I'm going to pull my blue out because I want my colors to be quite bright. I'm going to really, really, really rinse this out. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my Cad Red Light, smidge. I'll get some of my glazing medium into it because I don't want it to dry on me too fast. And my Cad Yellow, and you see I'm getting this sort of very bright yellow that's warmed. And I'm going to come here at the base of the mountains with this bright color.
Oh, there you are.
You can always paint a little mountain over, but I just need to get that beginning of the glow. You can always grab a little more yellow. You need to just wiggling it back and forth. Pretty easy, pretty chill. Now I can take my magenta and my Cad Red and mix them together, and I get a really gorgeous little sunset style color that I can begin to make this richer with. See, I pulled this in here.
Yeah.
Just blend it up here. A little more magenta maybe on this side. Always get your zinc into that. Look at that.
That's so cool.
It's just fun. You just work it up. Rinsing out. I'll grab some of my yellow. Maybe a little of my white into that. Blend back into the red that I've got. Still wiggling back and forth. And sometimes I might grab a little white and a little yellow. I'm going to make a very light to the top of the heels. See this? We're going to brush back and forth on the toe. And come in the middle here. Anywhere that you have some lighter area of cloud. So you're lighting it up. Now I'm going to come in and get a little of my docs and a lot of my magenta. You can even get a little white into it so you can really see it. I'm going to come up here, up in the sky a little bit, and even blend down. Right there, let's blend some of that in. Magenta and diox. So even on fun paintings like this, there's always an opportunity, a space, right, to practice other things that maybe you're working on as an artist.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're like, hey, I'm working on my, sky effects. I'm working on what I got going there. Get a little more yellow and maybe just a little more orange. Fun. Never doubt it. And look at your sky, do you like it? Is it pleasing to your eye? A little orange and yellow up here. Kind of exciting, right?
It is. I like it.
Little exciting, little fun. I can grab a little bit of my zinc. And give my clouds some, my sky some little kind of upward clouds. There's be a little bit there. The desert, we'd see a little cloudage. I'm just on the edge of my brush, wiggling that out. Now, while I'm here, go ahead and get our Prussian, our phthalo, and our blue together. And begin the process.
Begin.
Of taking a very lucky human being, very lucky desert-dwelling human being, because they're the only one who's ever entered into this unexpected vacation.
I love that. An unexpected intergalactic vacation.
With a lot of interesting new medical care. Free medical.
Free medical. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
I would go for the free medical.
Would you go for the free medical? I would go for the free medical.
I mean, they're not likely to overprescribe.
Right? They do a lot of testing. There's a lot of probing.
I imagine
right? So they really know what they're up to.
I can only imagine they test more.
Plus, they track you, right? So they're tracking the work. They chip you, just like any good scientist would do. Catch and release.
You know, to be under the attentive care of a bunch of scientists may not be the worst thing.
Right? At least we don't give them the big red clip we give to animals here. I have some weird feelings on this. I should think about that. So the next fun part we get to work out is sort of our lands. We've got this going here, and it's really got to dry for a second. And while it's drying, I can take a little of my green and some of my blue, but mostly, my green, and we're a little zinc. See how that is? And we're going to come here.
Where are you at?
And talk about these faraway hills. Look at these faraway hills. Oh, these are nice little faraway hills. That one's maybe a little lighter, so it comes in front. Get a little of the blue and Prussian here. Maybe this one's a little darker. And what's nice is the darkness sort of encircles here, so I'm going to just brush this down for a minute. As you do. See how fun that is?
Yeah.
A little more of this around the front. Come back with the Prussian and maybe talk a little bit about a hill back there. Look at how quick this goes in.
It's just really fast.
It's fun. So art can be serious or art can be fun. See how we've done. So we've fluttered around and put in some nice little nebula sky, all loose and
I love this.
Loose and fun. We've added some dramatic sunset, and it's even more dramatic than the real sunset. That's the privilege of art. We put in some fun hills. I'm going to rinse out a bit. I may put out a little more of my, here it's called tint white, so it's zinc white, tint white, or mixing white, kind of all the same thing. Squeeze off a little bit of extra. You could use titanium white in your glazing liquid if you don't have any tinting white. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into my blue, my phthalo blue. Boom! Hair today. Just woke up riled. It did. My hair woke up all annoyed today. It was all. It's just.
It had its opinion.
It's not having it today. So I don't know if you've ever had that experience, but my hair is not having it. I'm going to get a lot of my zinc white. I'm going to come here, brushing here at the edge, kind of showing a little bit of the light. See how we're doing? You can kind of this little hot spot, and then I can get right into my actual titanium white. Now I need to leave one more hot spot than this because I got to make it seem like he's right in a circle of abduction. And you don't want to lose your circle of abduction.
It's not abduction. It's
aggressively borrowed. You want to have him aggressively borrowed?
It's the new escalator.
I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to bring a little blue down into this. I'm letting this dry. I want to soften the edges between these two spaces. See how I'm doing?
I do.
I think that'll be helpful when I go to put in the array. Now, for fun, while everything is having a dry, guess what we get to do? Guess what we get to do?
What's that?
We're going to take our dotting tool. And put one here, one here, one here. And I feel for balance, I want one right here. Because then it's like a constellation. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get a detail tool. This is my number 30 ArtSherpa, just whatever small detail brush that you have that will give you a fine point. Go ahead and twinkle up your stars so that they look twinkly.
Twinkly, huh?
Right? Powerful. I think I've splattered my glasses. Oh, I did. Like a lot.
Little splatter
It
won't
does
hurt.
not help me to see out of them if they're completely splattered with paint. Wow, this is barely. We're going to make it work. Is the mic still on?
Yeah, everything's still working. You're good.
Now, sometimes I have to turn my canvas if I want to be, continuing to do the
go
brush
down there.
stroke to my string.
That way you can get the nice, consistent lines.
Pretty much. Because I have trouble certain directions.
And that's
You
okay.
just gotta know yourself. You're like, dude, this direction is not my friend. And I get a little quieter when I'm putting in the sparkle stars just because it's important when I'm trying to steady my hand.
Focus.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll take those. I'm going to get a little of my zinc.
Ooh, that's nice.
And add a little light around it. Just a little bit. Just a little something for our alien friends to navigate by. It's a weird Sunday. Isn't it?
Nice.
Isn't it though? I'm gonna dry everything so I can do the next bit. It's gonna go, I'm almost done actually.
Are ya?
Yeah.
So, you guys know all about the drying thing. So, yeah. Well, she's just drying it so that we can, just
Having fun? Are you having fun? I'm having
Yep.
fun.
We're just here being.
So I'm gonna think a little bit about this stuff here. I'm gonna come down here at the bottom and I'm gonna make a little ellipse. Again, those of you that have traceables don't have to worry about that. And then we're gonna definitely have a hot spot of white and right here. And then we'll do some little inner lights here. And then in perspective coming around is our windows.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently this is like in the Bahamas when you look through the bottom of the glass. The wildlife that's there. All right, so there we go. Wow, we're kind of making some headway, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get a smoother brush. So I think I'll take this is a number 4 ruby satin. It's just going to give me a smoother brush stroke.
Okay.
And I'm going to start to just shade, bring out some of the elements of my ship a bit. So like right here. Showing that glow effect from the light. It's not too strong, it's just there. And then we're back into some strong colors. Sort of in here, aren't we? Just coming along. You got to shade this stuff out, man. Get some just pure phthalo blue, and we're coming around. Around the edge. Coming around here. Now, down here, I need another little kind of very bright spot. So, phthalo blue, green to get that turquoise value. But a ton of the titanium white. We're going to make a...
Ah. That's the disc of relaxation.
Yeah, that's what they also said about Westworld, but okay. Come have fun. Pretend a minute. How could AI go wrong? Completely unforeseeable. Not like anyone ever made a movie called Terminator that could have warned everybody. Or The Matrix. All right. So just going along. You want that little spot where it's like, oh, I'm abducted you. I'm going to kind of trim that ellipse a bit. And then we need to blend it out. It's no problem because I can come back with this. More zinc. There we go. Doing pretty good with that.
Yeah.
Our turquoise right here, which we're loving, right? Very, very bright version. Here we go. And get a little water in here, maybe a little glazing medium, just so it goes a little further.
Now they're really enjoying how you have foreshortened and added a lot of depth because of the blending on the
It helps. It really does.
on our vacation craft.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
It's not
We all want to
unidentified.
paint our vacation, right?
Yeah. It's not unidentified. It's
sure,
a surprise.
This guy's going to come back and write a book.
It's
like a movie. Sculpt some stuff out of mashed potatoes. As you do in these circumstances.
Hey, you know,
where's my detail brush?
there are all sorts of people out there who run into things that are unexpected.
Life is unexpected. Getting just a smidge of blue, but I've got my fluid paint here. And I'm going to come right at the top of my ship.
Ooh, put some highlights on there.
Then we'll get some blue. A little fluid, but just some blue that's distinctly blue. And that's also going to be like right here. There we go, a little of that. Here's about to be some fun stuff. So you've got your little line of like windows. We get to do that all the way around. Very decorative.
Yeah. See, if you understood intergalactic travel, you would, and you
That's
would
like a
understand.
license plate right there, right?
No. Those are like the, as an RVer, you get those little lights that go out underneath your awning. This is sort of the same thing. This
Same
is
thing?
just, they're awning lights.
They're awning lights?
Yeah. They're just, they got to turn them on, be friendly, make sure everybody knows they're there just to have a little party.
Now, the little strokes will be bigger up here on the front, and then back here, they're going to get really diminutive and squished.
Because they are foreshortened.
They're foreshortened. Captain Mark, blast across the page.
See, this is clearly a very friendly little ship.
Well, it's well lit up. It didn't stealth in.
Yeah, well, it didn't come here with the big
Serious,
angry...
because like if it was an evil alien species, they would know just to make these things black, right? And not reflect light and look like a nothing in the, like a hole in the sky. You wouldn't see, it wouldn't be all lit up like a party barge.
No.
I think Brainiac's ship is probably more in keeping with a hostile species. Like, Predator didn't come in on a party barge. It was
No.
not.
You look at you look at the United States, battleships, and they don't look friendly. They got all the little bristling guns. They got all these things pointing at little antenna, and they don't look like they're there to have a party. This guy, he's come to. They're clearly going on vacation.
Right?
Yeah, that's
Okay, dude, I'm digging these little lights. Aren't they great?
that's definitely a vacation craft.
We're having fun.
Remember Flight of the Navigator?
Super do remember Flight of the Navigator.
Compliance. That's what I'm talking about. Unexpected vacation.
Unexpected vacations, man. Sometimes you just get to see the galaxy. All right, everyone in the comments, and you can do this after the show or during the live, favorite alien movie, go. And tell us why. What's the best one? Why?
That's interesting.
Yeah, because there's been a lot, but what's the best one?
I'm trying to remember the name of the one that I liked. It was these kids built this little spacecraft in their backyard that had a bubble around it. They flew it around. Do you remember that?
I do.
It's like
That was your favorite?
Explorers or something. I don't remember what that was. It was a cool movie.
It was a cool movie.
Although Close Encounters was pretty cool.
Mashed potatoes, all the way. Your husband's been abducted when he's sculpting his mashed potatoes. It's not just that they're dry and he doesn't like them. That's a way to get out of not eating dinner. I was abducted by aliens and I have to sculpt these mashed potatoes. I cannot eat them.
What touched me is the communication through light and music and sound. And
It's
just
beautiful.
through art, we could communicate. And that was the thing that sort of it wasn't, it even
Really
touches
made you
me
feel
today.
good in your heart.
Yeah. We can all say hello with just a few chords.
I like that one. I do. All right.
Nothing says diplomacy like a disco.
It says something, doesn't it? All right, I'm going to get some just white on my brush. And come in here real close to the back end here. I'm going to make this little sort of opening. There we go.
Although the original aliens.
The original aliens.
Yeah. Not alien, but aliens. The second one.
You like the second one?
I really like the second one. Just that whole cast of characters, Bishop, the well thought out way they presented everything. I mean,
Nuke 'em, it's the only way to be sure.
game over, man. Game over. Yeah, no. It's there's just so many pieces that were
So many moments that worked for you.
so many things that were
deeply
good.
in your heart.
Although I don't think that's really how it would go. I just
Oh, no, because Ripley would have sued that company and been rich.
yeah. Well,
That's a class action lawsuit. Oh, because like lawyers went away in the future, because that's a thing. That would have been like, there would have been a lawyer on that ship going, I can make you a lot of money on this. Just saying. I'm going to get a little bit of my blue and my white.
They were trying to get Bishop to bring one back. That's what the company kept trying to do. They were like, no, there's a good idea here.
Yes. Because you know what you want to move to your planet? Giant cow-sized fire ants.
Yeah,
That's a good plan. Everyone in Texas could have told them, don't do it. You won't like it. They're not cute. You're not going to enjoy it.
And of course, Star Wars, when referring to the Holy Trilogy, not anything that came after, there's a good series of movies.
Trek.
Dude,
Trek, every other movie.
Every other movie is just brilliant. And the series. I mean, they did kind of go rogue here.
I can't believe you didn't see E.T. I've been trying to give you a minute to even say it.
Well, if you're going to bring up E.T., then we got to bring up Alf.
I'm not bringing up Alf. I refuse to acknowledge that Alf even happened.
I mean, he is as viable of a Muppet.
If I'm going to block something out from the 80s, let me tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be Alf.
Oh, well, if you're going to go, what about Howard the Duck? That was a space movie.
I am never speaking of Howard the Duck. That was just not okay.
That was something trapped in the 90s. We're going to leave it there?
We're going to leave Howard the Duck there. But I think we will bring out Batteries Not Included.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That was a fantastic one.
Now, Johnny 5, he was not space,
he was a robot that became AI. He was smart.
It was sci-fi, definitely on that future
Wait, Dawn, the Fifth Element. When are you going to get there?
Well, there's a lot to cover.
So I'm teaching painting.
What are we doing?
No thumbing me down because we talked about some aliens. Look at what we're painting.
Okay, well, yeah, it's true.
You got a Fifth Element. All right, I'm going to take a little of my black and my blue, and I'm going to mix those together. I'm going to thin them a little bit so that they'll flow off my brush pretty well. And I'm going to come down here, and above my little abduction line, I'm going to make a sort of curved line.
What's that curved line for?
That's his body.
Oh, gesture.
Yes,
He's
it is going to be
back,
gesture.
looking up. That's his arc going, what?
Yep, it is.
I'm here. Don't leave without me. Oh, cocoon. Good call.
Oh, dude, definitely good call. I'm going to make a wishbone here. See the wishbone?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to wishbone. So you've got a line, a curved line, and a wishbone. It will work. Coming up here is the sleeve. A little bit of a neck and head. Cutting off your sleeve.
Yeah, I agree that they're talking about hitchhikers in chat, which I agree
was, yeah.
The movie was just not nearly as good as the book series. And while
my son just finished the book, the first one, he came out and he was like, he was supposed to be bad. He's like, is there a sequel?
I was like, there's 5 books, dudes. Don't worry. So
it was like, yeah, you covered. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to do these little pants here. And you can see what the gesture did is it gave me the important thing about the position that the guy was in. So that he feels like he's standing kind of whoa! See how that makes him look whoa? Another thing that's going to make him look whoa is we're going to grab a little of this blue and some of our glazing liquid. Before I even put in the feet, I'm going to put off a little shadow here. See that?
Then in the modern context, there's Firefly.
Love Firefly.
Good series, yeah.
You need to fix that. So after Game of Thrones, I'm still like, it's still better. I'm never gonna
So someone
I'm
asked,
never gonna be over this, guys. This is gonna be something we're talking about for
okay,
a long
so
time.
earlier on in chat, I'm not sure who it was who asked, but someone asked if we were going to do another Game of Thrones painting.
Not without crying.
And I jokingly said, why? So Daenerys can burn it down? So and someone said, oh, are you a little bitter? And I was like, well,
I'm bitter. Yeah, I'm bitter. And you know who knows I'm bitter? HBO, because I wrote them a lot to tell them how I felt. You know who they're not ever going to hire as an influencer? They're not ever going to work with me. I'll tell you that right now, because that's so many feelings. So many feelings. Took the pressure off Big Bang Theory, though, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's the
Oh,
arm
I
that
really
way.
like how this is coming together.
And then we're going to get his other little arm kind of in blue, but it's sort of different than the other one. And so let's come out here. And then I can get a little more white into it. Now I got the blue on there, but I just had to get that on. There's his other little arm, right? He's like, oh, dude, that's crazy. What are we doing? Little shadow right there. But he has a halo, doesn't he, around his head? So first, we're going to do the zinc. That'll be a little bit transparent, won't it?
Yeah.
We can even get a little of our yellow on here and some of our zinc and a little of our glaze. Now that's happened.
Oh.
But we want to definitely deepen that kind of lighting around the head.
So Stephanie would like to know, does anyone remember Alien Nation?
Oh, Sykes, which is also, oh my gosh, that is another thing that needs to be like rebooted.
It's something, it's a derogatory insult is what it
is. It is. That means, oh shit, well, it means
not nice
potty head.
Yes,
potty head.
It means
dookie head.
Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
just filtering for your children, but y'all know what I mean. All right, here I'm going to go. Your kids probably also know what I mean. All right.
So Cinnamon was a huge fan there of, yeah. So she liked Alien Nation. She liked all those characters.
It was enjoyed. Let's zoom back and see how we're doing.
All right. Let's go over to the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
He's doing pretty good so far, right?
Yeah.
Doing pretty good so far. I'll put a little zinc out. A little zinc. And now looking at him a little zoomed out, I'm feeling like what we need to do, because it feels like in this he's got a little bit of the blue and like the zinc and the white around him. A little bit kind of in a little halo, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. I see what you're doing. We'll zoom in there.
I just want to make sure I add that there a little bit. So he's got it. Because you wouldn't want him to like be missing it. Be super upset about it. You know, we don't want to insult him.
It's interesting how someone brought up in chat, does Guardians of the Galaxy qualify as a sci-fi movie or a space movie? And
well, I mean, there's aliens.
Well, yeah, but see, it's one of the things that I was just noticing, just as I was doing a check. I don't generally consider superhero universe stuff the same as space genre, even though they have space stuff in comic book universes. So, like, for example, the fight between Silver Surfer and Galactus is definitely not a spacefaring combat like Star Wars or Star Trek. You know,
because there's like superheroes and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, a stub fighter can't face some dude who can hit you with a surfboard. That's just not fair. Just seriously, it's, like, you're cruising up in your Y-wing and some guy's like gonna hit you with a hammer. It's like, that's not fair.
Okay, I've gotten him a little more glowed up. I'm gonna dry him.
Okay. So yeah, she's just drying so that the next layers don't get muddled. You don't want muddled colors.
I'm gonna take my clean dry brush and my clean zinc. I'm gonna work it through so that it's not glopped on anywhere. Incorporate it into the brush. And I think I'm gonna flip this upside down so I have the easiest possible time.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
A little more zinky zinks. Now I'm going to turn it back the other way, babe. So I can make it a little more balanced.
Although strangely, Men in Black definitely is.
I'm so excited
spacey.
about that remake.
That's definitely spacey. Because those guys are superheroes, and yet they have to deal with, but they're not. I feel like J and K.
You know, we're getting it. We're
they're more
taking
like
the zinc
dudes.
and we're using it to create this sort of like transparency. And then I'm going to get a little of my titanium white and work it in. Definitely get some glaze, work it in. I just want a little more opacity. To improve those little ray beams. See what I mean? Strengthen some of them, not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, who's in a little abduction, little ball of light? Who's being abducted?
Now, if we want to go for the opposite of the unexpected intergalactic vacation, there's always the movie Earth Girls Are Easy, and that's where they came here to have the party.
I'm adding a little bit of aqua
Jim, is that another
to my
movie?
light. It's okay. I mean, I'm not going to argue with it.
We're going to lock it up in the 90s with Howard the Duck.
I think that's where we have to start. I'm not touching Jim Carrey with the 10-foot pole right now. Just not. I'm very envious of the art studio. That's what I'll say.
There's some strange movies that have been made over the years.
You really are.
I like how this is the elevator ring disco floor is coming together there.
Make sure that there's a little bit of that glow. Maybe get it more into the phthalo blue. There we go. All right, let's see how it came out. Did we abduct somebody? Do we take a guy on an unexpected vacation?
I think so.
I think that we did.
I would jump on that vacation.
I know you would. I would not. As many of you know, I wouldn't do it.
You looking for your signature brush?
Yeah, you know what? It's that kind of a day, yo. I'm going to sign this thing and say I really appreciated everybody showing up.
They loved it. This has been great.
I hope you have fun. It's good to do some goofy paintings. We should do another viewer-directed painting where you guys just shout out random things that I paint. We should have some fun. Every once in a while in art, it's important. Remember not to be overly serious about every part of the journey. Sometimes you build up your art school skills just to play a little bit. Just to have some fun. Celebrate your
that turned out so
fandom,
nice.
Celebrate your imagination, celebrate your silly, and enjoy who you are in every possible way. All right, I'm going to turn around.
All right.
We'll look at it from a distance. Oh, well, see, it looks good from far away. Isn't that always the way with your paintings? Like, well, once I get back from the thing, My hair, however, is not improved by distance today.
I like your hair. It's asymmetrical hair day.
It looks like I stood in a wind tunnel that went that way.
It's like, well, you've been driving NASCAR all day. Just left turns.
We're all good, right? You guys are still subbed. If you haven't subscribed, do hit that like button. Do comment. Do tell us your favorite alien movie. Do subscribe. Do check out all the free resources on the website. Really appreciate it. I want to thank everybody who's already signed up for our patronage. It just means everything to us. I'm so excited to be saying hi and pulling you guys in. Remember, be good to yourself and be good to each other, no matter where you live in the galaxy. And I want to see you at the easel really soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.